Hey guys, before we get into it today, I have to talk about opening weekend for the NFL. First and foremost, the Lions, Cowboys, and Bills all won. But you probably knew that already. You don't come to the Disabled Danny channel for football scores. You want to hear me talk about them. The Lions game was simply electric. It was a rematch of the divisional round playoff game from last season. Matt Stafford and the Rams came back to Ford Field. Calling it electric is actually an understatement. For the first game of the season to be won in overtime like that, just holy moly. I'm like everyone else in Detroit that is just beyond excited about this Lions team. A big part of the game was our offensive line being absolute dogs. Penei Sewell's pregame speech contributed to that performance.
It's time to knee. It's time to knee. All that work is for this right here. It's for this right here. We're not the same. Different around here. Not the same. Every play you be locked in with dominant and violent intentions. They can't with us. Y'all need some inspiration. I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all need a standard. I'm gonna show y'all. 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
But David Montgomery scored the game-winning tutty in overtime.
First and goal from the 1. It is Montgomery. It is a Detroit Lion overtime win.
I happen to have Monty in my That's Good Sports Fantasy League. I'm just glad opening weekend wasn't as disappointing for me as it was for Brandon Perna. Part of me feels genuinely bad he's not able to celebrate 2 safeties and this run.
And the rookie Bo Nix try to breathe life into Denver with 2 and change left. Really a nice job of breaking contain, and then just a little pump fake to buy him time to get
Nix with a nifty play. The rookie gets his rushing touchdown, and we've got a one-possession game in Seattle.
But I have to mention that Bo Nix is so old. I remember watching him play for Auburn when I was in the hospital with a brain tumor.
I'm a tumor, I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor, I'm a tumor, I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor, I'm a tumor, I'm a tumor. Oh, I'm a tumor.
But yeah, the Cowboys won, but you know Dak prepped me for that.
Here we go.
Zeke got into the end zone, so it would appear that a number change doesn't affect his appetite. And then Micah Parsons and that defense?
I mean, come on.
I mean, they looked as good as Cleveland's defense. Which is no small feat, insert Myles Garrett joke. But anyway, what did I specifically say about the Bills? That Josh Allen would do Josh Allen things. And what happened? Josh Allen went ahead and did Josh Allen things.
4 yards. Cook in motion. Allen in the pocket. Allen will run it himself. He pumps. Got some daylight. Hurdles to the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo.
He's so much fun to watch. He looks, they try to go condensed formation. It's not there. So here comes Josh Allen leaping. And I heard a lot of talk about him being the most overrated player. Give me a break.
He's always willing to put the team on his back, and he's proven himself to be Captain Clutch. You already know I love smash mouth football.
Hey now.
And yeah, that's like the definition of Josh Allen. I also have to mention the Bengals and Patriots game. I really don't think anyone actually expected New England to come away with a win. I can't just talk about football though. I actually got a new tattoo last week. I got Cad Bane from Star Wars. This was halfway through before color was added. And this is the finished product. All I can say is that it looks better than I ever could have imagined. It's amazing artwork. He's my favorite character. It matches the others so well. I could probably go on for days about it. But this is an Ink Master. Quick side note, did you know the winner of season 4 died from a heroin overdose? It's super sad that a tragedy like that is just swept under the rug. Rest in peace, Scott Marshall. But let's move on to something a lot more cheerful. We're going to get into Detroit infrastructure today. I wouldn't say everything man-made because the natural environment taking over these man-made structures kind of gives the city its charm. This is the old Packard plant. It's very well known in the Detroit area and is a symbol of the once booming automobile industry. I have also been to the Paquette Body plant, which is another symbol of the once booming auto industry. I actually lived near that plant for a while. I lived in the north end of Detroit, right here on the map. But yeah, I lived with 3 other dudes in what was essentially a frat house in the hood. We would regularly have huge parties, definitely were unsafe, and looking back, it's kind of a miracle that whole thing worked out. When we first moved in, the only thing in the house was a stove that was illegally connected to the gas line. I'm not sure how familiar people are with the manufacturing of crack cocaine, but yeah. The house was really interesting though. It was 3 stories with a basement, but only 1 bathroom. The basement was bricked as you can see, but the brick had been there so long it just created a layer of brick dust on the basement floor that was always just there, despite how much we swept or vacuumed. The house also had wet plaster walls instead of drywall. I forgot I'm not named Kyle and punched the wall. Needless to say, the wall didn't break, but my hand did. Now I'm constantly reminded about the really foolish decision I made as a 21-year-old. Detroit is commonly known as the Motor City. I already mentioned 2 car factories, and the house I lived in was built to accommodate the auto industry, and many of the houses in the city were built for the same reason. It can't be understated just how important the auto industry was and still is to Detroit. One of the things that industry required was a reliable trade system. That's why Michigan Central Station was so important. But as Detroit declined, so did the station. But Ford Motor Company purchased and renovated the site. I had the opportunity to visit, and it's so nice. I'm used to seeing it like this on my way to therapy. Seeing it up close, with a picture of how it used to look, is definitely different. The tour started with a video from Ford about how the station is a symbol of rebirth for the city. Then we were invited to look around. There was a big long line for this history thing, but I think stuff like that is just so cool. I know some may find it boring, but I just really enjoy learning. They had these art installations that were just really neat. There was a replica of the station made from Legos, which is just so impressive. There was like a letter on a mirror, and the effect was just really cool. I mean, the architecture alone is cool, but when you play with perspective like that, it's really interesting. I have mentioned I feel fortunate that my survival and my labor are no longer connected. Before, I had to make videos to, eat and pay rent. Now, I don't have to rely on these videos for junk food. I just automatically get it now. I am just making videos for the attention. It hasn't been great for my ego, but oh well.
I do what I want.
I know I can't be a lazy little turd, so I actually have to put effort into the end. I know I made that joke last week. It's like turdception.
That's disgusting.
Remember to visit my website, disableddanny.com. I have it pinned in the description. Remember to become a Dan fan and subscribe. Then you'll be in the Dan fam for free. Be gentle while liking this video and hitting the bell. Be gentle while subscribing too, but hurting yourself may be worth it. Peace out.